Hey everyone, this is Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews, and I am so glad to be back with you guys. I think it's been something like 3 weeks since I've been able to put out a video, and I feel like it's been a really long time. So I am very glad to be back with you guys and have the opportunity to show you some really cool new stuff from Premium EDC gear. You may remember the name as Premium Spinners, but the name was updated recently because Alex is going to be branching out into some of the other categories of EDC items, so he wanted his name to encompass all of it. So there are 3 very cool things I get to show you today, and we're going to start off with the new XL loophole. As you can see, I have a whole host of T5s here. I love the T5. Aside from the mini wide version, T5 is definitely my favorite model throughout all of them. It's just so comfortable. It's so comfortable and it just looks so good. At least that's my opinion of it. So the first iteration was the standard size, and then we got the mini size, and then Alex decided that, you know what, let's switch it up a little. And we got the mini wide size. As you can see, there's a significant difference between the mini and the mini wides. And now for those who have bigger hands and who have been wanting something a little bit more substantial, we have the XL. Before I got it, I thought that it was going to be too big for me, and to prepare, I've kind of switched from using my mini wides and I've gone to my standard size. So going from the standard size to the XL, it doesn't feel like that huge of a difference, but it is definitely significantly larger and significantly heavier. So I took measurements and weights and whatnot. I forgot to do the mini wide, the weight for the mini wide. The size is going to be the same as the mini, but I know that it's only a couple of grams heavier. So for the XL, it has a spin diameter of 1.75 inches versus the standard, which is 1.5 inches, and the mini wides, and that is 1.25 inches. So it's half an inch bigger than the minis. If you find that the standard size is a little bit too small for you, then this really might do it for you. I find it to be really comfortable and not too heavy, and I thought that I was going to have an issue with it because I do have smaller and admittedly weaker hands than many of you, but I'm actually really digging the size. It is quite comfortable, and the heft is nice. I can't flip it between my fingers like I can with the other ones, but I don't do that all that often anymore, so it's not that big of a deal. So it is very cool. I am liking it. I think that if you guys are looking for something more substantial, you will definitely like it too. They are available for $46.99 without a core. I know that Alex does a bundle with the core, but I can't think of what the price is off the top of my head. I probably should have looked that up. But it's negligible. It's only a couple of dollars more. But it's nice to have the option to buy it with the core if you think that you're going to want to spin it with one, and without if you think that you'll never use it. I don't have as many cores as I do loopholes. I mean, I think I have like 21 loopholes at this point. But I very rarely use them. So yeah, you can buy it with the core in a bundle. I did not go over the weight. The weight for the extra large it's super hefty. It is super hefty. It's 73.22 grams versus the standard that is 37.22 grams. As I mentioned, I forgot to take the weight of this one, and the mini is a tiny 14.66 grams. So it is substantial. You'll definitely be able to feel it. I find that it has a touch more feedback than the other ones, but the T5 doesn't have a ton of feedback, at least in any of the models that I have. But I do feel it more than the standard and the mini size. I find that the minis and the mini wides are louder. Which is one of the reasons that I have gravitated back to my standard size. Although I really love the standard size. The standard, the minis became my favorite for a short while, and all of a sudden I am back to the standard size. I'm glad that I have the XL now to play with though, because it's a great addition to my collection. So the next thing that we have, let me clear this off the table, is another loophole, something, oh, sorry, knocked the camera, something that Alex has been thinking about for a little while, but hasn't put into production until now, and that is the new bar style loop hole. So obviously it can be both a ring spinner and it can be used with the core, or if you got in on one of the OG drops, if you have the buttons, it also feels pretty great with the buttons too. I like this so much more than I thought that I would. I really wasn't quite sure what to expect. I find that it has this nice bouncy feedback to it. I haven't cleaned my bearings yet, so sorry if they're a little noisier than usual. But it has this bouncy feedback to it that the other style loop holes just don't give you. And it feels really, really good. It feels really relaxing and calming. You know that it's there, and I find that it has way more feedback than any of the other loop holes. But it's a really nice, like, I don't know. The only way I can describe it is like a little bounce. It is more comfortable to spin than I expected. It is very easy to flip back and forth, whether you're catching it from one of these long flat sides or one of these concave shorter sides. And I don't think my camera's really picking it up. You can see the little pattern of these indents as it spins, and I really like the way that it looks. I also think that it is fantastic with a core. It's kind of the best of both worlds, because if you're not sure if you love ring spinners, you can use it very comfortably with a core, or as I said, the buttons if you got in on one of the OG drops. It's really enjoyable to use in both ways, and I know that this is something that I'm going to be carrying with me pretty much permanently, because it really is the best of both worlds. It's a great ring spinner when I want a ring spinner, and it's a very comfortable bar spinner when I want a bar spinner, and I've really kind of gotten into bar spinners lately. So for me, it is a double win. The price for these bar spinners is $46.99 without the core. I think the copper is a very slightly different price. I think it's maybe $1 or $2 more, but it's been that way for all of the loop holes since the beginning. But I know that the stainless one is $46.99 without the core. You can bundle it with the core, just like the XLs. I did forget to check the price, so sorry about that, but it's only a couple of dollars more. And I do actually really recommend getting this one with a core. That way you're sure to have both functionalities. The spin diameter of this is 1.69 inches, and the weight is 54.35 grams, which for me, for a traditional style spinner, is like right in the perfect range. So I find it to be a fantastic weight, and a really good size, and it's just comfortable to boot. So I am super digging this, and if you haven't gotten in on the bar style yet, I totally recommend it. I know that the stock was extremely limited when they went up for sale last week. Last week was the first week of sales for both this bar style and for the extra large. So I think that there's going to be another run after Christmas. Don't quote me on it. I do recommend joining the premium EDC gear group, because we post a lot about when all of the drops are going to be, and you always know what kind of drops you can expect. So, you know, with such a large variety of choice, it's good to know what's coming out. So if you are ever curious about that, please do join the Facebook Premium EDC Gear group, because you'll have all that information at the click of a button. And then last, but definitely not least, is the new traditional bar style spinner from Premium EDC Gear. This is called the Dot², and it's freaking phenomenal. I have, my favorite bar spinners so far has been the Asylum Mini from Full Throttle Originals, and this is honestly giving it a run for its money. It is extraordinarily comfortable. There are no hot spots whatsoever. It's super easy to flick, to pull, to catch. It's just really great, and I know that Alex was very adamant about not having any hot spots, and he did a fantastic job. I'm blown away by this, and I'm so glad that I have one. Sorry that you guys don't have it yet. but it's really great, and I hope that you will get in on it when it goes up for sale. I think the first sale is going to be maybe this Friday. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that the next drop is going to include some of these Dot²s. He's going to have them in stainless and brass and copper. They're all going to be machine finish. for this first run. As you can see, it's a really cool swirly pattern machine finish. It's not as shiny as some of the ones that I've seen, but I think that it picks up the light really nicely. It's kind of difficult to see in this video, but I really am enjoying the way that it looks. The spin is extraordinarily comfortable. It's very smooth. The play is minimal. There is a tiny bit of judder, but the play is not there, and I will show you one of the reasons why. Now, these buttons are very special. You will not see anything like them on the market so far. When he told me that this is what they were gonna try, I was really excited and very curious about it. So let me show you. I don't know which one is gonna come off. All right, here's the one that's gonna come off. So as you can see, there are no threads, and the reason for that is because they are closed. Hang on, I have to pull it out. They're closed and held in place with O-rings. I think this is super, super cool. Not only is it nice to not have to find where they screw and get them aligned perfectly and whatnot, but the way that they hold on is extremely secure. They look great. And because there are O-rings in the center that hold in the center of the bearing, it just eliminates any kind of super play feeling to it. Now, those of you who are familiar with bearings, you might recognize this bearing. It is a sealed bearing. You will find that it's extraordinarily similar to a one drop. It's not a one drop. It is a new brand that Alex is carrying, but they are identical to the one drops. So if you are a fan of that very smooth, quiet feeling, you are going to totally love these, because it is, at least in my opinion, the ideal spinning experience. I know a lot of you guys like the, you know, the gritty kind of feedback feel, but this is just so nice. It's just smooth and quiet and discreet and perfect size. I really have no complaints about this spinner whatsoever. Actually, that's not true. Well, it's not so much about the spinner. As much as I love the buttons, and I do love the buttons, I find that they're a touch too tall. I know that Alex wanted to make them so that it could be table spun, which it does perfectly, but I find that the pinch, at least for smaller hands, is a little bit too high, and it changes where I have to like angle my fingers on the face of each of them to spin it. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite thing, and I would prefer shorter buttons. Now, these ones are prototypes, so they are subject to change. I know that there's a possibility that he's going to be trying shorter ones based on my feedback. Some decoration may end up happening within the center of the buttons, which I think would be super cool. They are grippy even without any sort of etching or decoration. They're very comfortable. They're mildly concave. I don't know if I can... I have my focus on lock, so I should be able to get it. There's like a little bit of a concave portion, and then the center is flat. But I find them to be very comfortable. Something that's been happening to me lately is my fingers have been sweating. I have something weird called Raynaud phenomenon, and the nerves in my fingers and toes and stuff don't work quite properly. So my fingers get very cold or very hot compared to other people. So I don't know if that's a huge problem, but lately I've been noticing my fingers have been sweating with the temperature change, and I don't find that they do that with these. I think it's actually a worse problem with titanium. With titanium, it's horrible. Any of my titanium buttons I've actually had to change out recently. But I don't expect that to be a problem for most of you. But anyway, so this is the Dot² from Premium EDC Gear. I know that he is working on a tri-arm version. I know that's a question that a lot of you guys have had. So that is coming. I just don't know exactly when. The drawings have been made. They're still being tweaked. Prototyping still has to happen, but it is coming for those of you who prefer, you know, tri-spinners or spinners with more than 2 arms. So yeah, so we have the Dot², the XL, and the bar, which is unnamed. It doesn't have a name yet. It's not actually called the bar. That's just what we're referring to it for the time being. So I am giving a 2 thumbs up to all 3 of these. I think they're all very comfortable. They are ideal for different groups of people. but I think anybody could get enjoyment out of them. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to post them in the comment section below. I will post a link to pictures that I'm going to be taking of these, to the Premium EDC Gear Facebook group, to the store. If you are unaware, Premium EDC gear does drops. They don't always have stock available. Sometimes stock goes up unannounced, so I do recommend checking the site if you're somebody who has not gotten one yet. You may find that they go up there without any sort of announcement. But you won't usually see, you know, a whole store of stock. So yeah. This is Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I'm so glad to be back. I have like 3 or 4 other videos that I plan on recording today, so hopefully I will be able to get all of those up for you very soon. I have some really cool stuff that I've gotten over the past few weeks, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing them with you. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you were able to learn something today, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.